Your thing is like getting me all...
My thing's getting you all what?
I asked you to play music and entertain. I didn't want to be caught like I'm not a cat.
Yeah, don't get stabbed by anything today.
Okay, so you're going to share some tunes.
I feel like it's a recital. I've been practicing really hard on this one just for you.
For me?
Yes. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's a haunting song you played me a couple weeks ago.
Okay. This is what you're going to play?
You need to play along.
Near, 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 near. Near, 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 near. All right, enough. I am so... Well, yay. Good job. But I am so sorry I showed you Deliverance again.
It was awesome. I said that a little too crazy.
It was awesome. It was something. And you know what else is something?
What?
The show.
Let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
That was fun.
Okay, that was something. Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
My name is
Aaron.
I like to sew.
I like to knit and crochet.
And you like to watch.
You do. Fiber Hustle episode 17.
So that's 10 from you. That's 5 from me and 2 more.
Woo! Look at that. We're math geniuses.
So, we're glad to have you.
We are good to have you.
We're good to have you.
English, not good.
Okay, but you know what? Our sewing and our knitting is good.
It's on fleek. Do the kids still say that? I have no idea what the kids... I don't see kids ever. I see adults.
Old people.
Oh, old people. I see old people like myself. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute. What have we been up to?
So I have completed a project. You have completed a project. Okay, I have 0.5 coming, so...
You completed 2 Well, okay. Yes, you have 0.75, I would say.
No, it's 0.5, but
okay.
We'll get into
that. Yeah, no big whoop.
Okay, so how do you want to start things?
I don't know. Real quick recap. I know some people will love this. I had a week off a couple weeks ago. Did a little fishing. I went up to...
Fishing?
I went some fishing. It's basically a country thing in this house, except for Chip. Got the country records out. Listen to country music. We watched Deliverance. Chip has introduced me to Little House on the Prairie. Now, before you say introduce me, I know exactly what it is. I know the intro, Little Girl Falls, and everybody's like, yeah. But I never actually, I don't think, watched the show growing up.
And who is the little girl?
Laura Ingalls?
There you go.
Look at me learning names.
What are the sisters' names?
Oh, I know probably one's Mary.
Rhymes with Mary. Starts with a C.
Carrie.
There you go.
Okay. And Pa and Ma.
Yes, Charles and Caroline Ingalls.
Okay, yeah, it's just something that we didn't watch, I don't think, in our family.
We watched it. So, like, that's, it was a tradition in our house. And it's like, even today, sometimes you just need to go down and just go to a simple place because there's so much chaos. I'm sure you have chaos in your life. And it's nice to watch something that's a little bit more wholesome and simple.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like there's the highs and lows in the show, but they just don't take you to like highs and lows, And so it's the little things that you laugh at. It's the little things that like, oh my gosh, what would I do in that situation? So
and we saw some quilting in there.
There was quilting.
There was knitting.
There was knitting.
Spinning.
She was spinning.
She was spinning. There was what year? I think that's supposed to take place in the late 1800s, or am I way off?
Yes, and they're in Missouri.
I thought they were in Minnesota.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Okay.
Minnesota.
Yeah, one of those places.
Anyway, this is not a whole recap of
no.
8 years of Little House on the Prairie, but we're starting to binge watch Little House on the Prairie.
We're starting to watch that. I took a trip up to Diablo Lake a couple of weeks ago because I had the week off. The best lookout point was closed, but I did get to see helicopters take porta potties out into the woods, which was interesting. They closed the lookout point because they used that as a helicopter landing spot. You can just see this helicopter go by with a big rope taking porta potties out into the woods.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I would like to see the lake a little bit more, but porta potties flying. It's right up there.
So a bear does do that in the woods?
A bear does do that in the woods. That's a
but
good
they
one.
use a
so
porta potty.
Clever.
And look, this was not even intentional. I got a wooden pencil here.
Oh, wow.
So we are going full...
Old school.
Old school.
Like old school.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
that's my recap. That's what I've been doing.
And I have a pinched nerve in my back, which has been going on for about a week. And so it's like I get these momentary episodes of being dizzy, and it's like I get shooting pain. So I'm probably gonna have to have that looked at.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether to go to a chiropractor first or go to a massage therapist. I'm gonna go the massage therapist route first, but it's not nice.
I'm sorry that you're going through all this.
Yes. What else?
That's it. I want to get into the makes because we did a lot of stuff.
And that's what you're here for.
That's what you're here for. You're not here for rambling.
Rambling.
Raw. Get him out. Move him out. Chip, you made that?
It's not here.
I know. I feel bad, so I don't know how we're going to do this.
What do you say when you've got something that's a completed object, but I don't have it? I have a picture of the pattern that I used. So I did
We will insert photos whilst you speak about it.
Amazing photos, because my project, I was elevating the possibilities of this quilt. So it was the ALISON glass Trinket SAL, and it takes place over 6 or 8 weeks, and you're doing one block a day. It's all foundation paper piecing, and yeah, so you could do 40. So like each one of these is a block, and there's 40 of these. And then if you participated in the so-long, then ALISON Glass and her folks, they sent you an additional one for a 41st, for a 41st block. And that one was a ribbon block, so that you said, hey, I finished this. I didn't do that one. I did the 40, but then I did 5 per block. So I ended up with 200 blocks. And I was doing my side hustle, and I was making all of these. Oh, actually, I did do one, but I didn't include it. So this was the ribbon, and here's another version of the ribbon. I didn't, just with the layout of my fiber art project, I didn't want to include the ribbons. Now these are all. Oh, that one I like too. I had more ribbons than I thought I did. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, look, you're a star.
Look at that. So there's 4 of them. But I really wasn't jazzed about these. And what I was doing, I literally was doing these 11th hour because I was going along and I was making a video per block, and it just things broke. It was just too much work. But I think for new people who started out with me and they were trying out foundation paper piecing, it was a good first tool.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm going to do is round out that series. I think there was 6 or 7 episodes that I've done, and I might do an 8th where I'm actually assembling pieces and kind of showing you what I did with it. So I'm going to use those, all these trinkets, because none of these actually made it into my project. I made the entire 200 blocks in about a week. I was college deadline, final paper due, and I didn't start any of the construction until the weekend that it was due. So I literally did not go to bed that Saturday night, and I spent all night. I watched an entire season of the entire season of Pose. And I was building these blocks and sewing, I was making these towers, and thank God for you, because he brought the sunshine in. I was
You're a grumpy bear. Not a bear.
I wasn't
You were
terrible.
just tired. You were tired.
I
mean, you're up for 40-some hours.
And I am not 20, so it was hard to, like, stay up and pull an all-nighter. And then by the following afternoon, once everything was made, I said, start putting them together upstairs and just kind of sorting them out so we can take pictures. And I forgot to send you my layout, which was a great thing because you came up with a layout that I wasn't even thinking of. Mm-hmm. So it was amazing. You were the sunshine. You were clipping things together so that I was ready to sew. I mean, like, I was a man on the mission. But they had prizes. Mm-hmm. They had 3 grand prizes. I didn't win.
Should have, of course, but
so Johan, thank you for all of your support and like earnestly saying that yes, I should have won for alternative layout, but I did not win. But I did win. I won because they're going to be sending me a limited edition pin, which is one of these ribbons that I'm a trinket finisher, and at the JOB, they are going to... I work for a big tech company here in Seattle, and not Microsoft.
Yes.
And there's, I think, like 10 buildings. I don't even know how many buildings there are anymore. But they have agreed to put my whole project on a wall. It's going to become a huge installation.
That's so awesome.
They were so kind. I just posted... some pictures internally, and I said, hey, what would it take to get my art, up in one of the buildings? Because there's a huge velociraptor, there's a huge, like, double the size alien from the Alien series, there's a huge predator, like twice the life size of a predator, and like there's all these art things that are amongst all these buildings. So they were like, sure, what do you need? What can we do to make this happen? So like, oh, sure, you want this wall black, and like, we'll help you put it up, and like, totally kind. So I'm really excited because other people are going to get to enjoy it.
That's fun.
I mean, like, this is like a yard big. Where's the camera? It's like a yard big, and like, it's going to take up room, which we don't have here at the house.
Yeah.
So... Yes.
I wonder if we would have posted those better pictures if we weren't so tired, that you would have been higher up.
No. So there was a lady who, I'll go ahead and grab that picture of I was going for the alternate layout category. So I think they had one. So if you did just 40 of the blocks, one of each, and then one of 80 blocks, and then one of 200 blocks, and then another one that was an alternative layout, this lady's was... It was beautiful.
You might have to get permission in order to post it, though. Look at the Trinket So Long. Hashtag Trinket So
if you
Long
go to
finish.
Yep.
Sure.
Go to Instagram, ALISON Glass, Trinket So Long. You should be able to find it. Just Google it. And it was really nice because I met nice people. But yeah, and it was really nice to like... be in it with other makers, and we're all working on the same project, and it really was a sense of community. So one and done. My first so long done.
So proud of you.
So Aaron, tell me about it. Is that Billy Joel?
Me something. I don't know Billy Joel. I finished my go-to Raglan sweater by Stephen West. Yay! Now, as you know, I think I made a joke before that it was very, very tight around the belly area, which because I'm very, very big around the belly area, whatever. So I kind of blocked the heck out of it, and once I did that...
Does that mean stretch?
Pretty much, yes. It means stretch. Yeah, so I blocked it. I soaked it, I think, for 5 or 6 hours. I took it out, and then penned it. And I think it fits fine now. If you saw my pictures on Instagram, I was doing a little skateboarding and next to the honey bucket. FYI, that honey bucket nobody hardly ever uses. It's across the street.
Now,
so
wait.
don't think I'm just getting nasty next to a honey bucket.
For those of you who do not know what a honey bucket is, that is a porta potty.
It's a porta potty that
construction
workers use. So I'm not going to stand up because, it's still a little tight. But yes, I'm happy with it. I've heard a couple people, my friend Chris said that he knows a couple people that have knitted this, and they said it's tight in this area as well. So I don't know if that's something. I don't know if that's something different with the pattern that's happening here or whatever. I love the look of it. I just wish the sweater.
Do you like the feel of
it? Tight. Yes, I do like the feel of it. If I can get out of here. This is great hair. Made out of Malabrigo yarn. I don't have any numbers or anything like that. Which is Malabrigo Rios. And I used 5mm needles, except for the ribbing at the bottom and the top. I used 4.5mm needles. But yeah, I'm very happy with it.
I used a universal needle on my project.
Look at you. Look at you, Nancy Drew. But yeah, I'm probably going to wear it a few times if it's... I just wish it would have fit a little bit better. And I don't know if that's just me or the sweater, but... It happens. It's a learning experience. You can move on. You go on with life. Isn't that great? But
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And you know what? I did love your skater pictures.
Did you?
Up until you got to the porta potty. But
yes,
that was really good. I mean, like he used his iPhone, and then like you did. How did you do that? You like stopped?
No, I just so I have this app. I forget what it's even called. My iPhone is up there. It's I don't know, it says 1, 2, 3 or something. So it takes a picture every 3 seconds or 5 seconds. So you got to time it right. So all the pictures I do, all my art pictures I do, I put the iPhone somewhere and I have to listen to it go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're like, do I jump now? Do I look awkward now? What do I do? And
I mean, like I was impressed for having. I was going to help him. I'm going to go on record and say I was going to help you take your pictures. I was going to. But my back was hurting.
Yeah.
So I couldn't take them.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm a photographer who's not a photographer these days, but I have a nice cameras, but it's just...
You have the vision.
It's so bad. It's just so easy to take your iPhone out and go... Or Samsung or whatever you have, that kind of thing.
No, I totally get it.
I haven't done a photo shoot for this one yet, so I finished the outline shawl, which is kind of amazing, and you guys get to see it. It's all made out of... If you remember my Marled Mania sweater I made 4 or 5 months ago, this is all the leftover yarn, so it's fingering.
I absolutely love this.
It is. Am I showing the right side? No, I'm showing the wrong side. Here we go. So here we go. Let me see if I can stand up right here.
I absolutely love it.
Rather large.
No, you said you wanted it another foot.
Yeah, I did. But if we stretch it out this way. And guys, this was a free pattern on Ravelry. It's by, I don't remember. It's the person, this is terrible because she's big. The Hedgehog Fibers lady. Starts with a B. I don't remember. But if you go to Ravelry, look up the outline shawl. I'm kind of in love with it. But I'm like, is this something that I'm going to wear? But I can try to rock it.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, like...
It's pretty gorgeous.
So, and people, especially here in gray Seattle... You know, it's like people are just looking for, you know, like...
Color.
Pop a color.
Yeah. It was a really easy pattern. I mean, I put stitch markers in because on the way, the right side, you do like... It's like knit 5, yarn over, knit 8, yarn over, SSK. On the way back is you knit 5, then purl 10, knit 5, purl 10, knit 5, purl 10. So I would just do 5, stitch marker on the way back. 10, 5, 10. That way I knew when to get the pattern, and it kind of made sense once I had those stitch markers there.
And then less counting?
Yes. So I suggest if you do it, put those stitch markers in there.
So wait, is that like counting on the front end or the back end?
Both, kind of, because each, obviously, it's 5 one way, 10, not one way, 5, 10, 5, 10. So the pattern repeats that way, and 5s and 10s. So yeah, this is all... Knit Picks Hawthorne yarn, left over from my Marled Mania sweater.
And I've got a question.
Yes.
To our fan out there.
Yes, fan.
Do you ever lose yarn? There was a piece of yarn. You know how some yarns, some yarn shrinks? Some yarn likes to play Houdini.
It did. So this yellow right here, I got all this done. And then for some reason, I lost my yellow yarn. So that's why there's kind of a big chunk between here that's like not yellow. And I was like, well, it needs that pop of yellow, and I can't find it. I'm not going to buy a new one. I scoured the house.
Scoured. That's the word I was going to use.
Nice.
He scoured the house.
And eventually...
And you were cleaning. Why do you think I hid the yarn?
I was cleaning, looking for something.
No, I didn't.
And I moved something from my stash, and it was behind one of the Tupperware.
And the gods went, oh!
Yeah, I was like, there's my yellow. Then once I found the yellow, I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. I think it's long enough. It was, once I blocked it, it at least got a foot bigger. So when you were knitting it,
can you block me?
You want a foot bigger? Then we'd be the same height, and I wouldn't like that. Yeah. So once you block it, it's going to get bigger, and I kind of love it. If it wasn't fingering, I would make it right away again, but I need one of those projects that's going to be kind of easy to get done.
This was one, even though you're saying that, you never once complained.
No,
and you just kept going. You're like, oh, I want, and like you had your go-to projects. Mm-hmm. That was the one that kept taking front and center. So I think you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy that. I did enjoy it.
Did we just blow through your 2 projects done?
We did. I feel like the sun's coming in and going in, so it's a lot darker. Did somebody just fall? Did a small child fall? Do we need the help?
There's a teenager out there who's riding her bike and she just fell.
But she's with her boyfriend, and they're both laughing about it. He is laughing uncontrollably about it. Like, I think he can't even look at her. Okay, this is kind of funny.
I wish we could bring him in and say, hey, we're trying to podcast in here.
Is she all right? I think she's all right. And when did shorts get so short? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
You can't plan for this.
Yes. If we had a camera, we'd put it outside. But she's up. She's doing well. After our laughing fit, she's doing good.
And her bike is pink.
She's got to be 14, 15?
No.
I don't know ages. Okay, anyways, back to it.
He is all... It's all he can do.
Okay, we need to get back to the show. All right.
This is suck the cool right out of you.
We're going to have to edit some of this out.
No. So Nicole at work, she was saying she was riding on one of those bikes and she had their toe clips in. She couldn't get them out. She just
tipped over.
Oh
my God. How embarrassing.
Oh my God.
And she probably thinks no one saw her. But yet, 2 old men are looking out the window laughing their ass off at her. But again, she is okay.
She's gone.
Well, okay. While you're laughing uncontrollably, I'm going to say something I didn't say at the top of the show. I did a little bit of the Puget Sound LYS tour. By a little bit, I only went to 4 shops. I didn't realize I went to 4 shops with Chris, but I didn't realize how big this was. I know if you saw the Serial Knitters store review thing I did, or store walk around, Debbie mentioned it in there, but I didn't realize how big it was. There was tons of people at every store I went to. So you would go around and you would get your passport and they would stamp it for you. I guess I can just lay it down right here.
You know what? I got a bone to pick with Chris because he did not pick up a limited edition bag for you.
But he made it all the way through the tour.
Oh my God. He got a beautiful bag. He had to buy it.
Yeah.
But he had a beautiful bag that is designed by the the association for Puget Sound. So, like, they all agreed on the logo, and then they had a place on the back of the bag for each of the pins to go to.
Yeah.
And he filled every space.
And I just didn't realize there was tons of people that were doing this. You would go get your passport. Every place we went to had pretty much a free knit and crochet pattern. And they weren't, like, skimpy on anything. Like, look, here's a little poncho by Judith Clinton.
This is their printout?
Like, everybody had different printouts.
Oh, my God. The paper that they used was...
Yeah, this one, and every store had something different. Here's, I think this was Nifty Knitters. They had this crochet thing. Somebody had this whole sky above, earth below knit shawl. Tote had these gorgeous crocheted mittens. All of them were free. And then when you go in, you also got buttons. Batons. So Serial Knitters had this one, which is enabling is my superpower. But they also had their own crochet button. And they also had their own knit button. When I got there, their knit button was out. I think this was Quintessential Knits in Duval.
Here, I can tell you.
Then this one was Tote. I'm missing some.
Yeah, this is Quintessential.
Buttons. Yeah, I'm missing some other buttons. No Nifty Knitter had one. I went to one up north. Gosh, why is the name escaping me right now? River. What is it?
Stilly River.
I actually went to that one after the local tour was done.
And that was in Stanwood.
I was on my way up to Stanwood to go to Diablo Lake, and I stopped by. The lady who works there is super knowledgeable about anything, not even knitting, but weather, where to go, kind of stuff. But it says Lamb Dunk. Get it? Lamb Dunk?
That is really cute.
So anyways, I'm going to have to take off time next year in order to hit all 24 stores, because it goes through a Wednesday through a Sunday. And some of them are pretty spread out. Like, I know it took Chris 3 days because...
You need to do it like it's your job.
I do. And you get entered into different raffles. If you get 24 stores, I think it's like a $500 gift card to one of the stores. If you get 16, I don't know the amounts, but let's just say like 300 or something like that.
And apparently, so I wasn't on the road with you and Chris, but you said that the stores were busy.
All the stores were very busy.
And you're like, you came home and you're like,
I didn't realize how big of success this was. I mean,
yeah.
You'd see people from that worked at other yarn stores and different yarn stores because they were totally involved. But it's such a community. It's not like I was like, why are you here? It's just, it was awesome.
And there was other men.
There was not many men, but there was
holding
a few
purses for their wives.
No, there's only 2 of those. But it was great fun. A couple people came up to me and said, hey, are you part of Fiber Hustle, or did you do the Serial Knitters thing? I was like, yeah.
He had a big
By a
smile.
couple, I mean 2. It's not like that many people are like,
He had a big smile that it's like, hey, our work is getting out there.
Yes, that made me very happy.
Good.
But yeah, I just want to mention the Puget Sound Local Yarn Store Tour. If you are in a location somewhere not close to us, take the week off next year and come to the Puget Sound and do it, because it's really a lot of fun. You get all these free patterns and buttons, and you meet some cool people, and yeah, it was really cool. Let's get into, I don't have any what are you making except for this, which isn't really...
Okay, so I've got a what are you making, and it's my current project. So there is a woman at work who just had a baby. And actually she's coming back tomorrow from maternity leave. So I got the quilt top done. I went to AccuQuilt on their website, and they had this free pattern, and this one is called, I forget what this one's called.
It's called Give It a Bit of Heart and Soul.
It is called Piece of My Heart quilt strip. And so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different colors. And I used my AccuQuilt Go strip piecing, and it turns out at, I guess I need to get back and refresh myself. It's 55-inch square. And I pieced it all, had everything cut out, and I pieced it all. This is really a day project, and if you're going to quilt it, maybe a weekend project. Mm-hmm. It's not super crazy complicated. What I found was that because there was all of these different lengths that were needed, so each of the colors, like trying to keep all of those mapped out and like positioned, that was the most difficult part of the entire thing. So I ran with it.
Do you want me to get up?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So got that, and instead of doing like a rainbow from left to right, I just made like kind of a mirrored. What do I want to call it? I just made it the colors more balanced. So purple on the outside, then moved to red, then blue, then green. And I used the Constellations fabric. I wish I had written that down. I can put it in the show notes if you're interested. But I chose this fabric because the woman, she likes to do, is it needlepoint? What's the difference between needlepoint and cross stitch?
I have no idea.
No, it's cross stitch. She likes to do cross stitch, and she's been doing individual like little constellations. And as soon as she said that, I was like, boom, I know what I'm going to make. So because it's got so much white around the kind of edges, I was thinking about using my dies and actually putting some stars around. You know, not going crazy with stars, but I have some options. I could do that, or I can do this.
Oh, nice.
You know, and so kind of do some applique. I'm not sold on it, but I think it would add a little bit. And then, really, I mean, I think I could finish this if I gave it another full day. I could have it quilted and then bound, and then do the binding, and then it could be done.
Yay.
So that's what I'm working on right now. And it's kind of funny. When I was doing all of the paper piecing, I was at a point when you're doing 200 paper piece blocks, it's kind of, I felt like I miss just sewing strips, or I miss sewing pieces together instead of like doing all this back and forth stuff. So it was nice to get back into this.
Yeah, and you had a deadline for that one thing, so that's probably, once you don't have a deadline on thing, it makes things a little bit more enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes, so, and actually, since I'm already doing the chit-chatting.
Go for it.
So it was nice. Today they announced the winners on the Trinket SAL, and then Alison Glass was like, oh, and by the way, I'm sponsoring this other sew-along that's going to start in July, and that one is going to move from July through October, and it's with Gnome Angel out of Australia.
Ooh. So,
Johan, it's in your neck of the woods, so you don't have to worry about trying to remember which day is what. But that one will be 100 days, 100 blocks. And what's really cool about that one is that there are 3 different ways that you could participate. So you can either do paper piecing like this last one. You can do just machine piecing, which is what I'm going to do, which is more in line with this kind of stuff. Or you can do it by hand. So they have 3 different patterns depending on your make style.
Okay.
So I have ordered the hard print pattern, and coming from Australia with shipping, it was $28, so it's actually a hardbound book. And once I get that, then I'm going to decide what colors and all that. So, and I'm promising myself, you heard it here, folks, I am not going to save this all for like a 1 week tour.
You don't want to cram it like
I don't want to
cram college it. Cram or whatever they call it.
No, so I'm gonna budget my time a lot better, and it would be nice to like say, okay, this is that project, that side hustle that I'm working on, and in the meantime I can do other things. Like the way I approached the Trinket so long was first like, okay, I'm going to do a video for each one. And that was just so between making sure that you have the right...
It was tough.
The right technique, and then trying to convey it. And then you were helping with the editing, which was taking away from your making your life. It really was. So this one, it's going to be better.
Good. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. So I'm going to finish this quilt of my heart. Is that what it's called? Keep forgetting. Piece of my heart strip quilt. And then I have no clue what's going to come next. But I am not shopping outside of my stash.
I can't even say anything. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Can I get that in writing?
You can have it in writing.
Blood.
I will not do shopping.
Chip, no, do bad.
Exactly.
I
get in trouble.
Yes, we live right next to a fire station, which is good if the house ever catches on fire.
They should have been here. Where were they for the girl that fell?
That's where they're going. Exactly.
So that's all I have got.
I guess I'm making... It's right in front of me, so I started knitting on it. So I finished my makes a week and a half ago, and I have just been stuck. It's one of those things that you see everything that you want to knit, that you don't want to knit anything. I don't know if you've ever been in that. Like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
So one thing that I really want to do are these Kiss mittens. I am in love with them. Is this LOTTA? LUNDIN? Is that correct? Let's say that. Check them out on Ravelry. They have Kiss. They have David Bowie. They have Game of Thrones.
Do they really?
Yeah, this person is doing so many different gloves.
So she's like...
it's amazing.
Now, my question is, no disrespect, don't you have to... If you're selling this pattern...
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Kiss should be making some of this money.
Oh, Gene Simmons has enough money. But yes, I think they're in Europe or Norway or somewhere. I'm sure it still applies.
Like, there's got to be copyright laws.
I don't know how it works. But it's a paid pattern, so I can't show it to you. My concern and problem right now is I bought some fingering weight yarn, which is great. I don't have the needles that they called for because I don't have any sock needles or anything.
Not from trying.
True. Anything below a 2.75. So I went to a place down the street. I got some 40-inch Chow Goos, 2.75s. I tried them, but they had little curves in them. So doing magic loop wasn't working for me. I think they're supposed to be more ergonomic. Say the word. Ergonomic. Can't say certain words I can't say. Ergonomic. So they just weren't working for my magic loop style, and I'm probably not that good at it, so that's nothing against the needle. So I took them back. Then I got some Clover bamboo 9-inch to try, and the yarn was just grabbing so much that it just frustrated me.
Do you think there were spurs on the needles?
No, I don't think so. Just bamboo grabs yarn more.
Oh.
So then I was talking to somebody, so I bought a sport weight, black and white, and I was going to do double knitting because I was going to just go up a size and swatch. Not double knitting, but use 2 circular needles. I got my Licky and my Clovers, and the Clovers were just grabbing the yarn so much that, there's comes to the point I'm like we've probably all been there, right? I don't think I'm that tight a knitter, but I'm trying to move it on the bamboo needle, the yarn, and it wasn't working. So I'm putting these on hold until I get a set or some 40-inch circular needles that work for me to try them again.
Well, so based on that, if you have any recommendations...
Yeah, recommendations, let me know, because I don't know if I need to buy a whole sock set, because I don't know if I need to buy a whole sock set. And I also want to knit... I don't know, this pattern I feel like should be much bigger than it is. This chimney sweater. I was just kind of cruising through Ravelry. It's a chimney sweater... I think the person's from Norway. It's by
it looks
Elizabeth
like a hoodie.
Stink. It's the collar kind of comes up right here, so it kind of sits down. There's no hood to put up.
Oh.
Let me show you some other pictures. I'm excited about doing this. I just need to find the right yarn.
It's a high and Y collar with a drawstring.
It is. My iPad's not changing, so let's do this. So I don't know how well this is going to come out, but it looks pretty awesome. And here's another picture. So it's just two colors. It's an Aran weight, which you can probably do worsted or Aran. I'm just looking for the right yarn to do it, and I'm kind of excited to get started on it because that looks kind of like a cool color. It's not a turtleneck, but maybe a little nod to a turtleneck. So I want to do that as well. I just don't have the yarn. So right now that I'm at kind of a stopping point, but I want to knit something. Yesterday I just took some 4mm circular needles, 16-inch, cast it on 112 stitches. I'm doing 3 purls and about 8 knits, not garter, but stockinette. Just kind of purl, knitting 8, purl 3, knit 8, purl 3, knit 8, which I'm kind of making.
Is this your own? Is this your own?
It's not a pattern. I think people just do it. So it's
really,
yeah, I think so.
It's got a nice halo.
Yeah, in the stash, I don't even know what this yarn is. I think it's something I got at when we did the $1 per pound thing a couple of years ago. So I can't tell you if this is acrylic or yak or wool. It feels acrylic, so I'm assuming that is. But I'll probably just donate it this year to something. Unless it looks really, really awesome, then I'll probably keep it. But I just wanted to start knitting something mindless, and that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I wish I could tell you what this is, but it's kind of a cool color.
I like the green.
It's like greens and purples and all that good stuff, and that's what's going on with me. Do you have anything else to show? I got some yarns I can show, but I'll let see if you have anything going on.
I have nothing else to show. These are just some of my fabrics from my heart strip. I'm never going to remember the name of that quilt. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, then, a couple weeks ago, I got these gorgeous, yummy yarns from Nancy at Trilogy Yarns. She was doing a trunk show, and I stopped in. I have not knitted anything with brown yarn yet. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I have not. So this one is Cocoa. This one is Midnight Cowboy. And this one
really
Latte.
Is pretty.
They are. And they, I think, go together pretty well because this blue, there's some browns in there. And I just don't know what to knit with them yet. Probably some kind of shawl. They're fingering weight. This one, it says MCN, 4-ply fingering, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 450 yards. And this one is pretty much the same thing, 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. She was very, very sweet to me, and that's why I don't know when this podcast is coming out. Today on our Instagram story, we are giving away this. It's from Trilogy Yarns. It is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards, and it's called Sexy Cowboy.
Yeah!
And it's just gorgeous. So watch our Instagram story. Hopefully this probably goes up today, Sunday, because we're going to close it Tuesday.
All right,
for the giveaway.
So going back to these guys, I mean, like, the variation, you have some like really like light chocolate. I mean, it's called cocoa, but it's got some light chocolate and then it's got some really dark chocolate, and
it's like Cocoa Puffs.
It really is. It's beautiful the way it's.
Yeah, I'm really excited to.
It has a nice lights and depths that make it pop, and like these together. Who put these together for you?
I had 2 of them, and somebody, I don't remember her name at Serial Knitters, helped me pick out the 3rd one.
Which one? This one?
No, I think I had this one anyways. I think I had these 2, and then we were looking for a different color.
Like I just love like the 3 of them together.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is really, like, it can turn into rock soup, whereas this just brought it, and it just...
Yeah. I just need a 3 yarn shawl that I need to find. Also, if you're watching it this week, today, I guess, is the beginning of June, for 1 week till 6/9, she is having 40% off everything in her Etsy shop.
Trilogy Yarns?
Yes, Trilogy Yarn. Just what she has in the shop. She's not going to do custom dyes for 40% off or anything like that. So if you look at her Etsy shop and she has some stuff left, you should pick it up because it's 40% off.
Coupon code
Summer 2019.
2019.
Also, speaking about yarn, I think I showed this on our live stream, but Sparger Knits sent me some stuff.
When did they do that?
And it's just gorgeous. Will, a budget knitter, has his company called Sparger Knits, which is SPARGUR yarn company. And this one is Lemon Drop, 100 grams, 430 yards, 100% baby alpaca. That's why it feels so good. It's a fingering weight. And this one is Dutch Tulips, which is 8-10-10 superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon fingering weights. And there's a bunch of yellows.
Is he dyeing this?
Yes, this is him.
Wow.
Which, very impressed. I mean, there's some amazing dyers out there. What, you think those will go well together?
No,
because we're giving this one away.
No, because I'm just looking at the like this is very saturated, and I think he did a nice job because it's even throughout. It's very saturated.
Yeah, it's the exact same as this. So he's got his recipe down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of this, but eventually it's going to be made into something bright and fabulous. Yay!
Yay!
That's all I got.
That's it?
That's it, I think.
What's that?
That's the other part of the Kiss Mitten.
Oh, you can't show that.
I can't show you the pattern. You got to go to Ravelry and purchase it. So yeah.
Well, I have an idea then.
What's that?
You should play us out.
What do I play? I don't know. I don't have my pick. So I'll use my finger.
Yeah.
So. Improvise.
You know what? We should just relax. Take it down. Watch Little House on the Prairie. Knit something.
Fiber hustle.
Sew something.
Yeah.
Be good to yourself and others. Bye for now.
Bye.
See you next time.